Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying Hytale plugin, so stop what you're doing and listen to me. You can now animate Hytale mouse in BlockBench. So you want to make mouth sync animation. Before we get started with this tutorial, I'm just going to quickly shoot you over to another tutorial by Frozed, who actually made this plugin. And they go into quite a bit of detail on how to actually install it. In this video, I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks they didn't show in their video. Hopefully make your animations a little bit faster. Without further ado, we're going to go open to BlockBench. We're going to go to File, Plugins. You need 3 plugins. You need the Hytale Model plugin. You need the Hytale Avatar Loader. This one's, I guess, optional. But if you want to see your character doing stuff, that's going to be a good one. And finally, the Hytale UV Offset Animator. Link to this code will be in the description down below. Basically, to add it, you're going to press Load Plugin from File, and then select the file you download from Frozed's website. Once you get it all set, we're going to go ahead and make a new animation. Snapping here is the frame rate. I would recommend 60. A lot of the animations you import from Hytale are at 60 FPS, so might as well just do everything across the board. I mean, if you want to record at a lower frame rate, you can do that. But if you're going to hijack some previous existing animations, it's going to be really hard to do that. So you can see the mouth is kind of like that right now. It's a kind of a glitch in BlockBench where I had the mouth shape like this previously. So we're going to do over here on our right side, select mouth. You got to make sure this one is clicked, the mouth inside the mouth attachment. And then finally with the plugin, we get a new property to mess around with, and that is UV offset. So if we go ahead and make a keyframe of that, you can see that it automatically set his mouth back to neutral. Something else I like to do is if you have your assets extracted, go to common, characters, body attachments, mouths. You can actually see the textures for the mouths and all the new ones actually, which I'll definitely be messing around with. But if we just open up this mouth right here, these are all the mouths we can choose from. How the UV offset works is this is 0, 0. Going to the right, you have to add it by 20. And then the inflection is going down. And this is by 10. So it's a 20 by 10 grid. So all these different mouth shapes are different visines. And I'll probably have a more in-depth tutorial about visines and how I get that going. But for now, just to do a basic animation, how I did in the beginning, we're just going to pick an inflection. We're going to pick either neutral, smiling, sad, and then we're going to pick a closed state mouth, and then we're going to pick an open state mouth, and that's it. So for our closed state mouth, we'll just leave it as regular 0, 0, and for our open state mouth, we're just going to keep it real simple and have it be this one right here. So by adding these 3 keyframes, you can see it basically opens his mouth and closes it back. Now that's cool and all. Now how do you actually animate it to look like it's actually talking properly? Now here is the secret sauce. In BlockBench, if you go to Animate Effects, it opens up a new effects timeline. What you want to do is add a sound keyframe. And now you can import any sound you want. You're going to import the dialogue that you want this character to talk. For this example, I'll pick the one from the animation earlier. There we go. It's in the timeline now. Go ahead and move the scroll over. See the whole thing. And when we press play, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. So
now what we need to do is line up the mouth to kind of match this audio. As you can see here, the sound wave does go up right here. That means that's the beginning of the talking. So we're going to, of course, have the mouth open as soon as that happens. Now, you could just have it open the whole time. This is where I'm talking, and then have it close when I'm not. And then you could, copy this, bring it over, and do that. All right, so now that I went through and kind of just did a real quick keyframe job, open and closing. Probably have to add a couple more. We'll see some dips right here. We'll add, so right off the bat, we're already having some decent progress. It's going to look a little janky. That's where we're going to have to go in and kind of manually adjust. We'll go ahead and scroll in here, and we'll see what it looks like so far.
Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying Hytale plugin, so stop what you're doing and listen to me.
So you can see I kind of went a little harder on the end here, just because I think muscle memory kicked in. But as you can see in the beginning here, the mouth is just kind of open. The mouth is just kind of open way too long.
Can I please have your attention?
Also to mute the sound, you can just do that, which is fine. It's passable.
Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, can I please have your attention?
It just looks a little flat. So what we're going to do is at the end of every word, so ladies, he's going to close. And when he opens his mouth for and then we need to move this when he says gentlemen. You also do the consonants, so gentlemen. Now you close your mouth. Close your mouth. Let's open again to say YouTube. So a little bit better there. That's pretty much that. So now we need to import it into Hytale. We're going to go ahead and make sure we save this. Exporting does not work right now with this plugin, so make sure you save it right there. We're just going to go ahead and save it into the Hytale file. Go to user data in Hytale, saves, whatever save you have, whatever mods and plugins you might have made. Again, Froz's video is going to go over more detail on how to actually do this. I'm just giving you the quick and dirty of it. So I have a mod here, common, characters, animations. We'll do mouth test. So now that we're in the game, we're going to go ahead and press B, press Asset Editor, go to our created character, click on created character animations, insert key. We'll just do mouth test, insert, scroll all the way down at the animation. We should find it in our common folder that we just put it in, mouth test. Now what I like to do is just actually Alt-4, completely restart the game. Supposedly importing animations does just work normally, but with the game being in early access, I have found that this just works better. So now that we have our character, we'll get a nice little sunshot shot. We'll press N. Don't mind the dinosaur over there. I'm gonna create a scene. Mouth, move. Create our entity. Void. Change it to actually void Lloyd. Create another keyframe. Settings. Animation, already forget what I called it. Mouth test. We're going to call mouth test. We're going to set last keyframe to idle so it resets. You can also go to the animation, double click, and you can see how many frames there actually are. So this frame actually has 558. So we're going to make this frame 558, even though that is one frame off. Oh well. Turn his head up a little bit so we can actually see it. That's my fault for looking at the ground. And what I like to do is you can mess around with the FOV. Obviously, you can add a camera to the scene. You do that for more panning shots. But for this example, I'm going to record it with a hand cam. Some good tricks to fine-tune your movement are pressing F1 and 2 to kind of up and down your speed multiplier. So now I'm moving real slow so I can really fine-tune it. And then if we go ahead and press F8 twice, we'll go ahead and get rid of everything. And then if we go ahead and press I, we'll get rid of that node. Now we'll zoom in. Get the shot we want, something like this. We're going to press R for restart the timeline, just to make sure it's timeline restart. And then once that's cleared, we'll go ahead and press P. And the animation played. Now, obviously, you have to record this scene in OBS. I'm hoping eventually you'll just be able to actually export your timeline. As of now, there's no way to do it, as far as I know. There we go. That means it stopped. So you can press restart and press play again, and it'll do it again. All right, so we got that. We'll go ahead and get out of here. We're going to go ahead and go to any editing software of your choice. Personally, I like using CapCut. We're going to import the video we just took. We're going to import that audio that we're using to lip sync. We're going to go get our scene. All right, so we're going to find the exact frame from when it stopped from being idle to when the actual animation started. As you can see there, obviously this is just for tutorial sake, so it's not a bit bad. Obviously you wouldn't want that playback restarted it in the frame, but oh well, it's just an example anyway. So it looks like his frame animation starts right here. I'll go ahead and drag and drop the audio and it should match. It might be a little off. So probably when it first opens is going to be when the audio starts playing. So like this.
Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, can I please have your attention?
So it looks like it worked. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my workflow and how I do this. And the sky's the limit with this. Obviously, you can add more facial expressions. This is just showing you how to work the mouth. Obviously, you're going to want facial expressions, eye movement, eyebrow movement, all that fun stuff. You can probably figure that out if you know how to animate the mouth now. Just kind of go from there. Figure it out on your own. Do some fun stuff. If you find out any fun, cool things that you think other people might not know about, please let us know. Please join the Hytale Animations Guild. It's a Discord server I've been running. We already have some people just bringing up some fun stuff already. One of the funnest things I didn't even know what was a thing is a command called time dilation. Basically, you can speed up or slow down time, like game time, basically. Like even you as a player will slow down. And it can lead to some really fun like slow-mo shots that you can kind of just intermix in your scenes whenever. But that's it for now. Subscribe for more tutorials in the future. Subscribe. I have some big videos planned. I have some short animations planned, and then I have some kind of long form animations planned where me and some friends will play some games. We'll kind of animate funny moments in that. We'll see how this works. But once again, thanks for joining. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below. And again, thanks for watching.